everyone, welcome back. It's another beautiful autumn day here today, and the hens are out pottering about outside the shed, and yeah, it's lovely. It's a bit windy here today, but the sun's out blowing the clouds away, so yeah, it's a lovely day. So I thought I'd just come and hang out in the shed for a bit and have a cup of coffee before I start my work. Have a bit of a read of my Bible for a bit, and have a look through this seed catalogue. So I showed you this the other week, the Adobe's gardening, kitchen garden catalogue. So I've got my seeds out. I've got my seeds in my box. These are all my organic ones that I've got from last year. So I thought I'd go through my box at some point today and go through my catalogue. So that's that job to do. I've also got my notepad and my pen. Excuse me. Let me just turn you around a minute. The little delinquents have decided to come in the shed and cause trouble. What do you want? Now take your dirty feet out. Come on. Off we go. Take your dirty feet out. Come on, off we go. Out, please. Out. You'd think they had no food. They've got a food feeder full of food. Cheeky little blighters. I think there's a bit of egg laying that needs to be done. I'll just turn you back round again. Yeah, I'm just going to have my coffee. The hens seem to have quietened down a bit now, so yeah, I seem to be a bit dark today for some reason. Never mind. I tried to do a video in the garden and it was far too noisy, so I've changed my mind. I seem to be disappearing into the shadows today, but I think that's because the sun's not out. Excuse me. Pippa, be quiet. She thinks she should have more mealworms. She thinks she should have the whole bag of mealworms. Yeah, so what I've come outside for now is, instead of going into the garden, I've decided to come back in the shed, sit with the hens for a little bit before I go out, and because I've got to go out on a bit of a road trip, and yeah, instead of doing today's video today, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'll do what I was going to do tomorrow, I'll do that today. So yeah, I've come out and I've got my seed catalogue, this one, the organic kitchen garden catalogue. Excuse me. Right, Pippa's being very grumpy today. I've no idea what's the matter with her. But we've just had this instruction that's telling us we've got to keep the chickens in, keep poultry in now until April. Have you ever tried telling a chicken they've got to stay in till April? So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do, because it's cruel to keep them locked in. So I'm going to have to build them another covered area, and then they can go out and have more space. Little Grace keeps hiding. I think there's been a bird of prey around, because she keeps coming out and looking up at the sky and then sort of looking at me as if to say, am I alright to come out? So yeah, so poor little Grace, she's getting a bit bullied at the moment, and I think it's because they're locked in because of the rain. I've got a cabbage for them, so I'm going to put a cabbage up in the run before I go out and let them have that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So I brought me a cup of tea. I've got a Duchess grey tea today. And I've got my notebook. And this notebook has everything stored in it that I need for around here. So I've got some recipes in it. I've got my bread recipe for just basic bread. I keep notes in it about wartime stuff, rationing and things like that. I've got wartime kitchen garden recipe book. So I've got things of recipes that I think are going to be interesting to try when I get my new cook stove. I've got things needed for living off-grid in there. So it's just a general sort of book where I make notes of everything that I have to do around here, around my little homestead. Of jobs that come up that need to be done. I make a list of jobs like that. and I just work my way through them. The main job that I've got to do at the moment is the polytunnel and get that ready for next year. I was wondering whether it was worth trying to sow some seeds now, but here in Wales we are now, that was a chicken sneezing by the way, we are entering into autumn, well we are in autumn and winter's on the way, so I don't know whether it's worth it, but we will see, we shall see. Anyway, back to seeds. So all I do is I'll get a blank page and I'm just going to write organic seeds that I have already, and I'll put the year, not the date, but I'll put the year 2022. Actually I'll put October, and then I know it wasn't spring. So that's all I've written at the top there. So what I'll do is, first off, we'll go to the seeds. Now I've got some mixed packets of seeds here, so I'm going to open them first and we'll see what's in there. Excuse the rustle in a minute. No, none of those are organic. I think they were just ideas of what I had for planting out. Carrots. Some of these are really old and I think they should just be binned really and start again, because they're just not going to grow. But some of the dates are okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and check the dates, but I'm not going to do that today on the other stuff. I'm just going to do that on the organic ones. So first off, we've got a full packet of organic leek seeds. These ones were Thompson and Morgan, and I think they were off the Organic Kitchen Garden magazine, the Kitchen Garden magazine. I think they were free. Now these are to sow by 2020, and I did sow some this year and they did grow, so I'm going to keep them and use them. So we'll write that down, organic leeks, and I'm going to write sow by the date that's on the packet, and then I know that if I've got any more to use them first. So that's that. These ones I've had for donkey's years. I mean, this is a full packet of Marvel lettuce and it's by Suffolk Seeds. Now this is a full pack, never been opened, but it's sown by September 2017. These should have been sown 5 years ago. They were packed in for 2015. So these I've had since we moved to Wales. So it might be worth a try, mightn't it? So I keep disappearing into the shadows. So we'll try them. Suffolk herbs lettuce. And it's sown by 17. So I'm going to put them down. I've got some purple top melon here as well. Now these are even older. This is disgusting, isn't it? These are packed in 2010. This packet is 12 years old and it's sown by 2012. But is it worth a try? They may still grow. The packet's open, so I don't know. They may have got damp. Let's have a look. So, I mean, I know I do have more purple top melon in this box, but the seeds look fine actually. So do you know, I'm going to keep them. This is the problem, you see. I've got about 4 or 5 packets of tins of seeds. I'm going to take this off actually, I'm a bit warm. I've got about 4 or 5 tins of seeds and I can't part with them because I think, well, they might still grow. And then I try sowing them and I leave it too late and then they don't grow and then I miss the opportunity to sow some more. That happens every year. So I need to get myself more organised, and I think maybe having the polytunnel, I'll be a bit more organised. Well, that's what I tell myself anyway. So we'll put turnip down, P-top, and they are sow by 2010, 12 years old for seeds. I mean, that's terrible. Right, let's get into some more recent ones. I think they're the oldest ones in here. I've got some kitchen garden seeds here, which are freckles, but they're not organic, so they can come out. I've got beetroot, here we are, sow by 2012. These ones are Thompson and Morgan. So these ones are from before I moved. I had my allotment when I bought these. I mean, look at the packet. So we've got beetroots, they're unopened. They're called Boro. So by 2010, and they're T&M. Organic carrots. There we go. Here's a more modern packet. These are Nantes, and these are sow by 21. So these were sow by like last year. So I'm busy, Daisy. Come on. She's trying to get in. Right. So carrots. This is an unopened packet again as well. Excuse me a sec. She's trying to get in. Come on. Out you go. She's being sent to get the mealworms. So we've got Nantes, and they are sow by 21. So instead of me going through these seed packet by seed packets, I might just get on with them. I've got a full packet of tender and true. Them ones. Parsnips. She's determined to get in. See, she's in. I haven't got any more mealworms, Daisy, sorry. Now, these don't have a date on them. So I'm assuming that I can sow these anytime, these parsnips, these ones. There's no use by date, there's no package date, nothing. So I can sow them. Purple sprouting early. I bought these in 2019. So that's a full packet. See, I've got another packet of turnips. They were packed in 2020. So I must have bought these the year I moved. So we've got turnip, white. So they can be sown. Broccoli, purple. But again, there's no date on them, so they can be done. I've got a full packet of courgettes. There we go. These are Thompson and Morgan. Oh, these are sow by 21, so they're all right for another year, I reckon. She's got in and she can't get out now. And the others are like, what are you doing in there? Excuse me, behave. Come on. Sorry. Not very professional, am I? So I've got white, we've done them. I've got, oh, I must have 2 packets of them. Yeah, I've got 2 packets of that white globe, both unopened. So that's handy. I've got some red Russian kale. Them. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through my seed packets now, finish writing these down, and then I'll come back to you in a minute once I've got the catalogue out, and we'll go through the catalogue. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, so what I want to do now is go through my seed catalogue, looking at what I've already got, and looking at what I think will grow well here. Now, I can think back to the things that the elderly gentleman Gordon used to grow, and he used to grow broad beans, Jerusalem artichokes, runner beans and potatoes and parsnips. So I know that he used to grow them well here, and I know that those things grew well here. He didn't have a polytunnel, he just used to grow. He basically stuck to a leaflet, which I've still got in the garage somewhere. I'll have to root it out and show you. That was from the war, and he used to grow his vegetables like they did in the war, in his rows, set out the way they did with spacings, and pretty much looked after them the same way as they would have done in a wartime garden as well. So I might try and use that leaflet and see if I can work it out and use it in the garden. I do have a wartime gardening book as well, so I'm going to have a look through that and see what I can get from there. But yeah, we're just going to go through the seeds. Now the first thing that I've been looking at is broad beans. And I love broad beans. But I've not had much success growing broad beans, and I think that's largely because, one, I start them too late, and two, I don't look after them, and we get a lot of wind here as well, so I'm going to have to stake them. But there is a variety called Eleanor, which is this variety here, and it does say they are organic. They will grow 40 to 80 centimetres tall. And it says they're ideal for exposed and windy sites. Now you only get 40 seeds in a packet, but they're organic, so I can keep some of the seeds back for next year, which is ideal. And it says, even though the plant is short, the pods are long and very tasty beans inside. So that sounds absolutely perfect for me. So this is the kind of thing I'm going to look for. It also says that you can freeze them, and they're ideal eaten fresh and raw. So for me that's ideal. So I'm going to order that one. So we're going to write that down, broad beans. I've also marked it off in the catalogue as well, so I can remember what I'm looking for. And yes, they are $2.99 a packet for 40, but I think it will be worth it because they're non-organic, even though you get a few more seeds. They're £2.49 or £3, so I still think it's worth the extra 50p. To know that I'm going to get a bean that's going to grow well here, that's going to like the conditions here, and that I'll be able to save the seeds for next year. So we're going to write that down. I hope I'm not being too basic for you, but I know there's a lot of people out there who are just starting out with vegetable gardening, and I just think this might be useful to somebody like that. So I hope it's not too basic, and I'm not teaching you how to suck lemons, but yeah, I just think for somebody who's new to gardening, this could be quite useful. There might be something useful in it. Now, I love French beans. So I do have a couple of packets of French beans. I have that one. The Wildwood, which is a purple one. This one here. And I have a full packet of that, so I'm not going to order that. I have bits of that one, that yellow one, but I got them in Aldi, I think, or Lidl, so I won't get them. You can get a duo pack from them. I'm not sponsored, by the way, I just like the catalogue. But they have the Wildwood, which I've already got, but they do have the Necker Gold in, so it might be worth me ordering them. And then I've got a spare packet of the purple in case the first packet don't work. So I'll mark that, but I might not order them. So I'll leave them for now because I have quite a few French beans already. I've got the purple TP, which is this one at the bottom here. I've already got that one. So yeah, I might leave the French beans for now because I've got quite a few packets. Now I might try the cannellini ones, which it says they're ideal for drying. They'll be ideal for the store cupboard, this one here. So I'm going to write that down. So as you can see, that's all I'm doing, is I'm just writing down what I want and going through the seed catalogue. So what I'll do is I'll carry on going through, seeing what I want, and we'll come back in a minute and I'll show you a few of the things that I'm going to be ordering. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, so I've gone through my seed catalogue and my tin of seeds, and I've got a nice big list of all the different things that I want to get, and I've written the prices down, and that's on the opposite page to what I've already got. So I know that I've not duplicated anything, and I've written the prices down, so if I need to compile it into 2 orders when I've got the money, I can compile it into 2 orders. But also what I want to do is have a look on online and see if I can find any heritage seeds or anything organic that is cheaper than what they are in the organic catalogue, because sometimes the organic kitchen garden catalogue can be quite expensive, and then you can find them somewhere else, and somewhere like Simply Seeds or something like that, or even Thompson and Morgan. So it's worth, before you do your order, having a look and seeing if you can find them cheaper somewhere else for the same variety, or something else organic that will do the same thing that's cheaper. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my way through my list and have a look online and see if I can find, first off, some heritage seeds, because I might be able to get something that's an older variety, that's a traditional variety, that would more suit these conditions than some of these modern varieties that may be organic, but they may not be as hardy or as tolerant to the conditions I have here. So that's what I'm going to do, because these seeds are expensive. I mean, some of the packets are $2.99. The asparagus crowns, as I say, are $11.99. So I want to see if I can get it cheaper for the same thing, or something better, that's, even if it's the same price and it's better, I think it'll be worthwhile me doing that little bit of research. There's no rush. The only thing I need for next year at the moment is the asparagus crowns and the broad beans. Everything else can wait till next year. So I've got plenty of time now. I've done my list to do my research, which is why I wanted to do it early. And then I've got a few months before I have to have the seeds to do my research and make sure that I'm buying them from the right place and getting the best value for money. So that's what I'm doing with these. So that's my list. So as I say, I'm thinking of trying some aubergines, which is these, and the broad beans. The other thing I was thinking of, which I want to point out, is the runner beans. These white ones, where are we? These white ones that I was thinking of getting. Now, I'm not sure if these are the butter bean ones, in which case, if they are, they could be quite interesting to do as well as an ordinary cropping one. So I'm thinking of Lady Di and this one, the white one. The Lady Di is a traditional one, and then the white Amergo, I think it's called, says it's a high yielding white flowered variety with delicious smooth pods, stringless, when picked at 20 to 22 centimetres, so May to June, harvest July to October. So that's what I'm thinking. And then Lady Di is harvest from June to September, so I get kind of a crossover with them too. So they're the 2 varieties I'm thinking for that, if you're looking. There was also Scarlet Emperor as well, which is harvest June to October, and you get 50 seeds in that one. So that's quite a lot of seeds for your money. So yeah, I've had a good look, I've had a good rummage, and I've made my list. So all I need to do now is another one I keep wanting to try, and I never have any success with it, but I'm going to give it one more try, and that's celeriac. I have had success with it on my allotment, but since I moved to Wales, because I haven't really had a proper space to grow them, celeriac has never worked for me. But I do want to give it one more try, because it's one of my favourite root vegetables. I love it. I love it with carrots, I love it in soup, I love it on its own, roasted with potatoes. It's just a lovely versatile root vegetable, and it stores really well as well when I bought it from the supermarket. So it can keep for a few weeks once it's been opened, once it's been cut into in the fridge. So I really want to try that because, as I say, I really enjoy it. You can grate it, make it into coleslaw, you can put it in stir fries. It's just a really versatile vegetable. And it's not readily available in the supermarket. You can get it now and again, but it's not available all the time. So yeah, I'm going to try this one here, and we'll see how we get on. This one's called Mars, and it's an organic one. It's got 200 seeds and it's $2.99. They do a non-organic one, but as I say, I'm on a quest to try and get myself organic so I can have my own seeds. So yeah, so they're things just pointing out that I have decided to order. I'm not ordering cucumbers because I have plenty of them. I've got my own Russian kale organic seeds, so I'm going to harvest them. I've harvested some parsnips, so I'm going to try them. I don't know whether it's worth trying fennel. Don't know whether they'll grow here. I might try some Florence fennel, we'll see. Because you can get some organic 170 seeds for £2.49, so they might be worth a try. I put kohlrabi down even though I've still got some, but the ones I've got aren't organic. So yeah, that's what I've thought so far. I'm going to try as well, just before I finish, this one here in this squash, this one here. Because now I'm getting a little bit more land, I think I can assume that I can grow squash here. I also have a plot at the back of the polytunnel which I'm thinking of turning into a bit of a garden space as well, so I could possibly grow my squash in there, because that's at the back of the garden, out the way, and then I can grow them along the fence once the cows go up the hill. So because the cows tend to go up the hill sort of June, July. Once the weather gets really hot, they go up the hill and they don't tend to come back down. So yeah, I think I'll try that squash because it looks really nice. It looks fun to have in the garden, and it says it stores well and the flavour improves with age. So you get 15 seeds for $2.99. So yeah, that's my organic seed shopping. As I say, I'm going to try and get them cheaper in a different company if I can. Not that I don't like this company, but because of the amount of seeds that I am ordering, it's probably going to cost me about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 6, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. There's probably about £60 worth of seeds there. Now that's a lot of money. I know it's probably a week's worth of shopping at the moment, but it's still a lot of money. Sorry about the noise in the background, but there's not a lot I can do. It's the bee factory at the back. They've just come to drop a load of beehives off. So yeah, so I know it sounds like a lot, £60, but I think it's worth it to have good homegrown food, and I really, really want to get the most out of this vegetable garden because it's such a good space. It's bigger than the allotment I had when I was in my old house, the one before the last house, before we moved to Wales, and I think it's worth trying to get the most out of the garden, especially as soon as I'm going to have the polytunnel as well, because I can do an awful lot more tomatoes, I can do cucumbers, I can do melons. I can do winter veg through the winter, lettuces and spinach and things like that. So I think it is definitely worth me investing in those seeds, and then I'm investing in the years to come. When I harvest the seeds, I'll know that everything that I'm growing is organic, and then I can harvest my own seeds then and grow them year after year. So even though £60 sounds like a lot of money, I think it's worth it. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope the video's been useful to somebody out there. I hope you've enjoyed shopping with me in my gardening catalogue, and I'm going to go out and enjoy the sunshine because it's a beautiful day out there. Yeah, So I'm going to go off into the garden now. So enjoy the rest of your day and I will see you tomorrow. So bye for now. Bye.